Hey, and welcome to a Chicago Beer Pass beer review. And we're getting our kitty on, right?
Man, big cat.
Big cat, big hugs. Look at these glasses are so nice. What are these glasses called? They're like
This is the Taku.
Taku.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I picked up this beer and I saw the glasses. I'm like a sucker for stuff with cat. I almost got the sweatshirt. I was like, but it was like $50 for a sweatshirt.
I mean, but it's a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Wait, it had the little cat on it.
Yeah, and it had like the bleeding cat eyes down the arm. I was like, this is close because basically 90% of what I wear at home now is sweatshirts.
Oh, dude, I'm in hoodies, flip flops, and swim trunks.
Yeah, it was
every
it was a hoodie.
day.
But yeah, and I was like, I should just get this.
You're making me want to go get one.
I know it was 50. I don't know, it was good. It was good. It was a good price. It was like a maroon color. So it was a good color. I don't know.
I don't know,
I should have
Brad.
just got it.
I mean, I'm saying.
I could be wearing it right now. I got the half-acre hat.
When Brad pulled these glasses out, I mean, it was just kind of like I got a little giddy. I'm like, oh, fuck, look at these, man. These are nice.
But this is their Big Hugs. The normal release, they have the vanilla and they have the barrel-aged version.
Yes.
Right.
So three hugs this year. Hugs, you can call it. It was one of the original coffee stouts. The one of the original big coffee stout releases annually in Chicago.
And I believe it's always been around 10%. It may have gotten up to 12%, but I feel like 10% is where it's kind of usually stays.
Yeah, and they were ahead of the trend. You know, I think when Hugs came out, Intelligentsia was the coffee of choice, right? Goose was using it, Dark Lord was using it,
and then Dark Matter, became the Chicago coffee company basically.
Yeah,
even though Metropolis was trending that way, I don't know, something Dark Matter just came in here with all the noise and did their thing.
Yeah.
I also got little cans of the coffee Big Hugs too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because Big Hugs is a blend of coffee for Dark Matter.
Yeah.
You forget that.
I should have brought the can over here too. I got one.
That means the coffee's out too then.
The coffee's out too. Yeah.
You know, it's an unsung hero in the release world. You know, at first I would boo-hoo it because I'm like, oh well, it doesn't have all the big crazy dessert flavors that Benthic has, right? And then it's not what's the other one that I like from them? It's there's another half-acre stout that really it's not Orin. It's not Orin.
Not Orin.
It's not Orin and it's not Benthic, but it's the stable. And it's the longest running. It's one of the longest running because when you think of half acre from the beginning, what was it? Gossamer and an Overale and Big Hugs were all part of the original lineup.
Yeah, Daisy Cutter,
Gossamer,
Overale, and Big Hugs.
Yeah. So I overlook Big Hugs for that reason, but I tell you, man.
This kind of smells like a chocolate, like tiramisu, like. Right?
Yeah, I get like a little like chocolate malt shake.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. I get a little berry, like some dark cherry.
Interesting. All right, going in. We got all kinds of glasses going on here today. Wow, that's like really frothy.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's. There's like a roasty burntness that. I don't know if I like.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I do.
Because I'm thinking without it, then you just have this kind of 10%, almost kind of, it's kind of creamy, chocolatey, boozy dessert without that roast.
Right.
That's what you end up with, right?
It almost interesting. It feels very roasty.
Where we thought it was going to be this kind of milky cherry chocolate milkshake thing.
Bitter coffee. I knew I was going to get coffee. I thought the coffee would be a little more bitter than roasty.
It kind of starts as dessert, but then it all just structures into something else where it's more like baker's chocolate and it's a ton of roast and a ton of Ton of unsweetened coffee. Yeah.
That's interesting. It tastes closer to cold brew coffee than a stout. It tastes different than previous years. I feel like previous years were a little sweeter. But that's, me remembering taste, which is very hard to,
Yeah. Cold, what was it? Yeah, cold coffee with a little sugar. I'm trying to think of the name of their bomber. Is it Chocolate City, their bomber?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Chocolate City with a little sugar. Is how it used to taste. But now I think there's kind of like this unabashed kind of coffee display.
Someone could give you this and be like, here's some dark matter cold coffee. And you'd be like, okay. I wouldn't think anything different of that. It has those coffee flavors. And then I would drink whatever someone poured me and I'd be drunk. Like, that's kind of what this tastes like. It doesn't taste like alcohol at all. It tastes like roasty coffee. Almost has a nitro-y mouthfeel to it a little bit. Interesting.
That's a 10% nitro coffee.
I don't know. How do you feel 2 years previous?
We're calling the bitter. We're calling the roast. We're calling it roasty and bitter, and I actually forgot for a second that it was a coffee stout. But I think those are the things that kind of overshadows the nose. But I do enjoy the fact that the nose starts off. It starts off kind of pleasant and soft and almost like a you mentioned frothy, and when I think of frothy, I'm thinking I think it kind of smelled the way like a Whoppers, the candy.
Okay.
Right. It reminded me. I felt like when I was gonna drink it, it was gonna taste like that based on the smell.
I can see that. I'm not a Whoppers fan, but I know what they smell
Yeah.
like.
but then when I tasted it, it kind of took you off the cliff into some very, very clean, very dark, very chocolatey, straightforward coffee notes.
Mm-hmm. Now that I've had a few more sips, usually they say like 3 sips, I get a little less roast and a little more chocolate. But it feels dry. It feels very dry.
Yeah, and I feel like we need those things in this.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like we need that. I feel like we need it to finish the way it's finishing. Even though it's kind of abrupt when you smell it and then you finish it.
I bet we were drinking the sketchbook one earlier, but if you went back to it, it's probably like really sweet.
Where's mine, man?
Yeah, that's really sweet and bourbony. This isn't a barrel-aged stout, so it's. I think because it's an imperial stout that's not barrel-aged, we forget that we're so used to those bourbon flavors or those barrel flavors.
That's fair. It's doing what an imperial stout is supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what, something like even Dark Lord isn't a barrel-aged stout. It's a Russian imperial stout. But you lose sight of that in the, Bourbon County Stouts and the Cruz Blanca stuff and everything else. So.
Now that you mention it, who's coming out with just a straightforward
stout?
Yeah, like a stout with coffee. Who's coming out with that?
Right, and you need people to do that. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of resetting our entire calendar year.
Right, and that's why you like Benthic. That's barrel aged, right?
Yeah, barrel aged coffee stout with coconut. And now that we're saying it out loud, even if off the top of your head, over the calendar year, who's coming out with a just straight up, no barrel, no frills coffee stout that you would go grab? I mean, I don't know.
We have those, people we don't want to name with their breakfast stout.
Yeah, right. Those fuckers. But yeah, it's a short list.
Right.
Right, and even shorter when you talk local.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird because there's a lot of roasters in town.
Yeah. So that's tough. It starts to become, you have to judge beer on what it's supposed to be. This is an imperial stout. It's not a barrel-aged coffee stout. So it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Right.
But it's a little more roasty than I remember.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
I would just I would say that it's different. Love it or hate it. I don't know. It's different. I don't know.
Usually, for people who like coffee in the afternoon, coffee in the morning, warm in whatever style, but hot coffee. But in the afternoon, I can't really drink hot coffee. I prefer a colder coffee, and then I prefer it with a little less cream and sugar.
Okay.
I prefer it more on the just straight up, black side. So this is reminiscent of that. And if you look at the Dark City or Chocolate City Bombers, it was kind of that.
Yeah.
Right? It was pretty much it was just like a cold, dark coffee with like a little
Right,
bit of
basically, yeah. I'm interested to try now just the coffee and see how that plays. So
yeah.
maybe we'll try that.
But fun stuff, man.
But
Fun
pick
stuff.
up these cans. The logo's great. Pick up the sweatshirts as I should have. I got the glasses. I should have just got the sweatshirt.
Oh man,
What was I
that
doing?
sounds nice. I just hope we don't wear ours on the same day. If they got one that fits me, I'm definitely gonna get one.
And then we take off our sweatshirts and we got hot dog shirts underneath. Half-acre hot dog
You're like a
shirts.
fucking boy band in this joint, man.
All right, that'll do it. We got more videos going up on the YouTube channel. We got some double barrel. But yeah, check it out. Take care.
Cheers.